We're back at the high school All-American Marching Band webcast. It's Friday night, the night before the halftime show and the big high school All-American game. And I'm having a flashback here with Manny Gamez from El Paso, Texas, originally, and we go way back.
Yes,
I spent my life on tour, and with Empire Brass, we used to go around El Paso. And
yes, sir.
I know that you from there, and I know you're trumpet playing from El Paso Wind Symphony, which
Yes,
is
sir.
an amateur group, and you're of the instructional staff here
Yes,
at
sir.
the high school All-American
Yes, sir.
marching band. Your instrument's trumpet,
Yes.
and are you instructing the high brass here?
No, I'm actually instructing the baritone section this year.
It's that
Yes, sir.
versatility of
No.
marching text, right?
Yeah, we're blessed. So we're
That's
blessed.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
Now, if they play baritone like you play trumpet, they'd be in good shape. You know.
I hope so. Yes, sir.
So tell me about the instructional week here. We've watched Monday, now we've watched Tuesday, and you're as an instructor, where do they start with the live instruction when everybody comes in?
I think when they come in, the first thing is to identify the stride and the type of marching stride that we're going to be using for the rest of the week. You know, they do
What's
come
chosen?
from.
What's
It's
chosen
more
from?
core style than anything else. It's very low to the ground. You know, we're leading with the heel. We're doing the things that are necessary, the shifting of the hips and pushing the hips back and keeping our squared shoulders to the sideline. So everything is much different than these kids are used to from their
Right.
old program. So.
Right. So I know, for instance, like when it comes to, my sister was an FBI agent. She had shot in the military.
Yes, sir.
But you have to forget everything and start over
Yes.
again. So in this situation like this, do you ask everybody to just forget everything that you've ever?
Yes, Professor Fagan does such a good job on doing this on the very first day. We'll start in block, a traditional block, and he basically says what you've done in the past is no longer going to exist, and we are going to start fresh. It's a clean slate, a brand new palette, and we're just going to introduce what we're going to do.
I can
And so-
imagine telling people that have the average of 3.8 as a grade point.
They,
I mean,
they want a lot of
get it,
information.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. They want a lot of information, but they're so adaptable. They're so adaptable, and that's the best part about these kids. When you get to meet with them and really work with them, they're just adaptable. They're willing to do whatever you're asking them to do,
That's
and
great.
do it at a very high level
And fast.
and very
It's
very
a
quick.
total of 24 hours of instruction?
Yes, sir. 24 hours worth of instruction time to put on, 5.5 minutes worth of marching band.
Yeah, this reminds me of a dramatic television show of the same name where you can hear, as an instructor, you must hear the clock tick because you've got to get it done, right?
It is. But Mr. Holland does such a great job of structuring rehearsal that we do cover what we need to cover during those rehearsal blocks. And I think
Okay.
that's essential, is just making sure that we do have a structural plan that we can manage and be realistic with, and it's a great working environment.
So we talked about feet and how they should move,
Yes, sir.
and squaring shoulders. But
Yes,
what
sir.
about playing? Does it start in sectionals, or does it start as a group?
Well, they
The
do
week,
come
I mean.
prepared with having some knowledge of the score and having
Sure.
some knowledge of what they need to do. And so as we approach that very first day, we do split up into sectionals at the very beginning. And we do touch on the details and we also have our ways of what we want them to do as far as breathing is concerned, as far as articulation is concerned.
Yeah, and there
What
needs
our
to be unanimity,
expectations,
yeah.
yes, what our expectations are as far as the music is concerned. And we start doing that in that process. So it's a very, very unique situation for them to get a lot of instruction in a very short amount of time, so that when we do approach full rehearsal, it's very, very, very useful.
When the instructional staff sits down to have these sectionals, there are people of like mind that,
Yes, sir.
that have come together as a team over time?
Yes, sir. I've been very fortunate to have been on this team for 2 years, but the majority of the team members have been together for almost 5, if I'm not mistaken, 6, 7.
Wow, it's incredible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it's been very consistent. The consistency is definitely there.
That's great. It's amazing to hear this band. We talked with Colonel Holton in the
Yes,
beginning about
yes, sir.
what if everybody loved it as much as you do? What if everybody played great? What if there was no dead wood? That sort of
Absolutely.
thing. So when you sit down with the baritones and you have that first sectional, now, I mean, they're not here now, so we can just
Correct.
talk about them,
Right,
right?
absolutely.
When it first happens, are you amazed by where we're starting?
Oh,
or
absolutely.
is it the fact that it runs up so fast?
No, I'm amazed at where they are when they come in to begin with, but the ability to move so quick and gather the information so fast and adapt it to what we're asking them to do is incredible.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's a unique situation. It doesn't always happen like that.
Well, the all-stars, the all-stars don't always
Absolutely.
get along. It's
No.
like, I had a student tell me one time, I'm an all-star, Eagles fly alone. I said, yeah, there's 124 other people
No.
in the band, right?
You don't see this in this
That's
group.
awesome.
You don't see it in this group.
When you are in a situation like
sir.
this, I think also Colonel Holton mentioned the humility of everybody. You have to give up a part of you to make the whole sound great.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the greatest thing about the resumes of these people and the
Yes.
talent of these people, yet they give it up for each other.
Oh, absolutely. The staff alone it's been a privilege to work with such great minds, me personally
Wow.
speaking. You learn so much just walking around and listening to them teach, which is awesome. And most importantly, it's they're willing to do it just for the kids, because it's about kids. This week is all about the kids
Right.
and what we want them to be successful with. And so I think that's really the most important for me in working with the staff that we do have.
Wow.
As far as the students are concerned, who wouldn't want these kids in their programs? I would
Oh,
take
this
all
is
of
the
them in a
dream.
heartbeat.
This
Oh,
is the
absolutely.
dream.
This is the perfect situation, the perfect storm, as they would say,
Yeah.
to make music. And what an
Wow.
incredible experience.
Incredible. This is leading us up to another segment that we get to watch. And this is
Yes,
the
sir.
first time we've been able to show everybody the week, the
Yes.
24 hours, encapsulated, you know.
Yes, sir.
So now we're up to Wednesday. And you and I watched a little bit of what was the Wednesday film. What are we going to see?
Wednesday is really much where we get together for the very first time, and we put guard and battery in front and band, and we go at it and we try to put it all together. You know, the mixtures all have to. We have a lot of ingredients that we have to put together to
Yeah.
make it happen. And,
Sounds like a cooking show.
It,
you know?
it is, yes, sir, it is. And so, but if you manage it that way, the end product is going to be the best part. And so, Wednesday is just a normal day rehearsal. Great weather in San Antonio, of course. However, we're really just putting it together. We're beginning the process of putting it all together.
That's great.
Yes,
And
sir.
there's a calmness in the video when you realize that at any point, any student could sit there and go, we only have 2 days left, we only have 3 days left, that sort of thing. You see everybody just working.
Oh, absolutely.
It's an
Absolutely.
interesting thing to watch on this film is the countenances of people who can really concentrate.
I think it's a
at
credit
young
to
age.
all the staff, really, the staff that make it all happen behind the scenes, that just make it seem as though all we really have to do is just teach. And that's the benefit of the part, and all the kids really have to do is just learn.
Yeah,
And
no
so
police
there's
actions
no-
on a
there's
week,
nothing
guys,
of that
all
going
star
on.
kids. Yeah,
Absolutely,
it's
we're
awesome.
just doing what we need to do.
Let's do it. Thank you very much, Manny Gomez.
Yes, sir. Such a
And,
pleasure.
and good to see you again.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
And, you made it all the way to San Antonio. Good
Yes,
for
sir.
you.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yes,
Long
sir.
way from El Paso.
Yeah, it is a long way, yes, sir.
So we'll roll the tape from Wednesday now. Dave Knox from banddirector.com.